Welcome to episode 3 of our video tours here at the now closed depot at the Lake Superior Railroad Museum in downtown Duluth. This is a pretty big year in railroad history. It was 150 years ago that the Northern Pacific Railway first began. It started with the first digging of the dirt outside of Duluth at Carlton. Several years and 6,900 miles later, the Northern Pacific reached the West Coast. Along the way, though, they discovered many things and invented many things. Bottled water. We kind of take it for granted, although you can't buy it right now, or toilet paper for that matter either, but you interested in how this all came about? I'll tell you. The Northern Pacific Railway, celebrating its sesquicentennial this year, traveled by Detroit Lake. Now that was kind of a special place. It's in Minnesota, about 80 miles to the east of Fargo. And along the tracks in Detroit Lake was Detroit Lake, and it was special. It was totally spring-fed. The water was filtered through the ground. It was also a rather acidic lake, which means that it didn't have a lot of plant life. Algae and so forth just didn't form. The water was clean and pure. And it was perfect for making ice because it was in Minnesota. And they used that ice to refrigerate boxcars. And that allowed the Northern Pacific Railway to transport fresh fruits and vegetables from the West Coast to the Midwest to markets all over the country. But they needed lots of ice, tons and tons of ice. And they actually had an all-natural ice-making machine in northern Minnesota's Detroit Lake. That ice was cut with what they called a one-arm Johnny. It was a one-arm saw powered by a gasoline engine that cut through 2.5 feet of ice, formed it into blocks, which were then loaded into the boxcars to make ice cars or refrigerator cars. Natural refrigeration from northern Minnesota to carry fruits and vegetables all the way from the West Coast. They, of course, loaded it onto the boxcars, and it worked. They saved it in storage sheds all summer and used it until the next fall and winter when they would replenish the supply. But that pure ice had another wonderful use as well. It was the water. That beautiful, crystal clear, pure Detroit Lake water that made the ice for the refrigerator cars, turns out it was also pretty good for drinking. Pokegama Springs. Now, Pokegama is a Native American First Nation word. It means near the shore. And near the shore of Detroit Lake was one of the most beautiful springs. It bubbled up continuously. It had fresh water all year round, and it was perfect for bottling. And what did the Northern Pacific Railway do? They started Pokegama Springs water. And they bottled that water and put it on their first-class dining cars on the North Coast Limited, a train from Chicago to the West Coast. Because along the way, the water wasn't always as good as what you could get in a bottle from Detroit Lake, Minnesota, starting bottled water. You know, if you work it hard enough, it all comes back to the railroad. These are interesting times, so please wash your hands, cover your coughs, maintain a social distance, and let's take care of everybody.